So I've opened up a new part and we're going to draw the lid in this part. So to do so, we'll draw a circle. Dimension that circle to be 150 in diameter, and we'll extrude that to a height of 35, but with a taper or a draft of 2 degrees. So this is the blank for our lid. We want to use a copy of our existing torch and thread to cut the thread in this lid. So to do that, we'll insert the torch with its thread. So go to Insert, Part, and select the torch that you want to bring in. So if you're very careful, it will snap into position, but you do have to be very lucky for it to snap into position. So I tend to just leave it one side and automatically or carefully put it into position. You will notice that all the bodies come in, including the 2 bodies that we used a while ago, but that's not going to be a problem. So we essentially have to mate these 2 together. So let's do that. And to do that, we will go Insert, Features, Move Copy. So first of all, the body to move will be the lid, and the mate settings. By clicking this box, it allows us to apply the mate settings. By the way, if you happen to see this menu box, this allows you to move and drag the lid using the XYZ coordinates, but press constraints to go back and apply a traditional mate. So what we can do now is select this face and that face, and they should mate together, which they have done. Now we need to go to the process again, Insert, Features, Move Copy, and now I want to get this body moved, and I will mate the edge of this with the edge of that, and now the torch and the lid have been stuck together. But bear in mind, this is not an assembly, this is the lid. This is the part called the lid. So I want to cut these solids out of it. So to do so, Insert, Features, Combine. I'll make sure it's on Subtract. The main body is going to be the lid, and the bodies to be subtracted will be the main torch. I can't forget these 2 other bodies as well. And there's the lens inside that I need to remove as well. I can't actually click it here. So from the drop down menu, I can select the lens within the body. And now if I approve that, I should have the thread, the functioning thread, cut from the lid. So what I'm going to do is create a sketch on this surface of a circle, and I'm going to extrude cut that all the way through. And now while I'm at it, I'm going to make a little recess or a rebate for the piece of glass. So to do that, I will go Sketch, Circle, select this internal plane. That didn't select correctly, so I'll try that again. I'll select the plane first this time, draw a circle on that plane, and let's make it a nice even measurement. Let's make it diameter 130. In fact, let's make it diameter 140. See how it looks? 140 is a little steep. Let's split the difference. Let's make it diameter 135. And we will extrude cut that to take the piece of glass. And let's say the glass is going to be 3 mm thick. There is a little rebate to take the glass. And while we're at it, let's draw in the piece of glass. So Sketch, Circle, on the same plane. Let's draw the piece of glass there. And this time we will extrude it the same distance, but if we want this to be glass, we will not merge the result. And in a few moments' time we can make this body glass. So let's put a chamfer on this line here. So we'll click chamfer and we'll do a distance chamfer, and let's try a 6 and a 3 and see how that works. Not bad at all. And let's just get a little bit of detail up here. So on the front plane, I beg your pardon, it's actually going to be the, let's see where we're at, the right plane. Now, no matter, I just notice here that the right plane is shifted. This happens sometimes when you move bodies around, because I moved the lid from the right plane. So I'm going to need a plane through the center of this. So first of all, I'll insert an axis. And now I'll do reference geometry, plane. I'll use the right plane as one reference and the axis as another reference. And I'll just change the angle to 0. And that should put a plane, and it does, perfectly through the center. I essentially made my right plane again. So on that, I'll create a sketch. It's upside down, but I'll draw it up here. And that sketch is going to look something like this. It's going to maybe start in here, come up at a slight angle, come straight across, and come down. Now, I'm not going to overthink it, and I'm not even going to dimension it in this case. I'm just going to make this horizontal. It's already horizontal, so I don't need to do that. In fact, it's not horizontal, it's just told, it inferred a constraint. Those two lines are parallel, so I can delete that and make that horizontal. So there's a little sketch. I want to make a little grip on the end of the torch. One possible way to do that would be to extrude it, but unfortunately if I extrude it, even mid-plane, you can see it will break contact and leave a little gap there. So rather than extruding it, I'm going to revolve it. I'm not going to revolve it about the bottom, I'm going to revolve it about this axis. Well, first of all, I'll select that profile, and the axis is going to be this axis, and you can see it's doing a full revolution there. I do not want that. I want it to be mid-plane, and let's just say 12 degrees, and that looks okay. So that's a little notch on the top of the torch. Now you could add fillets as you see fit all the way around there, but we'll leave that till later. So we'll now do a circular pattern around this axis, and we'll select this feature, and we'll see how many looks okay. I'm guessing about 8 or 9. In fact, 12 look okay, so let's put in 12 of them. So that is essentially the lid. I mean, there's not much more complexity you can add to it. While we're here, we'll open up appearances, put on high gloss black plastic and drop it on to that body. We will put on glass or perspex if you want to that body, and there is the lid completed. So we'll save that